Hi guys. Some people were asking about how they use the candy cane horses for Artie Almeida's Nutcracker March, and my co-teacher and I we put together a whole different group of activities having to do with this song. We use it with K and one, but I'm sure you could probably also do it with second grade very successfully. We do a different alphabet friend for MusicPlay every single day. So we start by telling them that the alphabet friends have gone on vacation and they're going to visit their families for the winter holidays, but they're going to return after break. But we have one friend, Hula Hippo's friend, Herschel the horse, and he stayed in our city here in Talmadge to see what adventures that he has planned for us. So we start by taking the storybook, saying that Herschel loves books. And I always use the Nutcracker story by Susan Jeffers. It's my favorite one, and I read the book to the kids. And then after we do that, I tell them that Herschel has a favorite song from the Nutcracker called the Nutcracker March. So we go on and I show them from YouTube a video of the Nutcracker from the New York City Ballet. It's Act 1, Scene 2. You can find it on YouTube. So we watch the march and explain it's when Drosselmeyer is first coming to the party. And then we say that horses cannot ballet. So Herschel has found his own way to dance. And so we talk about how he loves to trot. And I went in and I used Audacity and I took each little section of the Nutcracker and I have the kids take their hands and they do a trotting motion for this one. So they've got, and they do that on their hands. And then we talk about how Herschel also loves to gallop and they're going to do this with their hands. Then we go back to trotting. But all that trotting and galloping has made him super hungry. So during the eating section, I have them make a horse mouth, and they eat hay from the carpet during the horse. Then he would be super excited if you could find trotting, galloping, and eating all by yourselves. So I play the music all the way up through that point and see if they can find trotting, galloping, and also the eating. And then we talk about how he obviously needs a drink. So I have them make a horse tongue out of their fingers, little watering hole with their hand, and they lap up the water during the drinking part. So you can kind of see that. So then I give them the challenge. Herschel's going to be really happy if they can get all of it put together and they get the hint that he has to eat twice. And we put a little picture graph together so they can see the pattern. So I have them go through the pattern: trot, gallop, eat, trot, gallop, drink, etc. And then we do the whole thing with our hands. Then we have them get up, and for trotting, they just kind of do a marching motion with their hands. They use their whole body, trot around the room, gallop around the room. I have a hand on hip and then gallop around. And then what we do is we set up the room like this. And don't worry about the candy canes yet because they don't get them until they can show us that they can do it. But I borrow hula hoops from the PE teacher. 3 yellow ones are on one side of the room. This is the hay. So they have to go over, take their hand, and make an eating motion over the hay hula hoops when it's time to eat. And then they have to take the tongue and go like this over the blue hula hoops when it's time to drink. Once they understand it, we give them the candy cane horses that you can get at Walmart, Dollar Tree, wherever. They're usually around $1. And I always tell them, make sure you hold the neck and you hold the legs and kind of hold it close to your body so that they don't break. And then they take their horses over and they eat out of the hula hoops for the hay, and they drink out of these hula hoops over here for the water. So that's really, really fun. I'm sure you can find on YouTube, if you need like a visual of it, there is the Candy Cane Horses Nutcracker March on YouTube. So then we have some supplemental activities. That's day one. On day two, we start with just a reminder with our hands. So I have them show me they remember trot, gallop, eat, and drink. And then I split the class in half. Half get eggs, half get bells. And the eggs have to play on trotting and eating, and the bells have to play on galloping and drinking. And then we switch instruments. After they can do that, We move on to the giant scrunchie, the stretchy band, and they all hold it. They hold the thing, and we have dots with sit spots around our room. They trot around the room for trotting. Then they switch to a gallop, and then on eating and drinking, we call out colors. And if they're holding that color, they run across the circle, and they have to switch places, which is really, really fun. Then we do a plate routine, which I just found on YouTube. There's a ton of them. You can pick whatever one you like. And then finally, flashlights. We take flashlights, and I just, with a Sharpie marker, I just color the lenses. And if they have a red flashlight, they get to paint on the ceiling when it's trotting. If it's a green flashlight, they paint during galloping. And then if they have a purple painted one, they go ahead and they paint the ceiling during the eating and drinking. The easiest way to do it so that you're not hearing the clicking over and over is I have them all turn their flashlights on, and then they have to hide their lens in their hand until it's their turn. And I usually do some practicing. So like if I call out their color, I'm like red, but then as soon as I call another color, green, they have to hide it. So have fun with it and good luck.